Welcome back everyone to Let's Play Shadows of the Damned. It's time to continue the road movie.
Paula, wait! Stop running, my love! Paula, where are you? What the fuck? Paula! Paula. Hijo de puta!
That doesn't smell like Paul, unless she stopped showering. Well, that killed my stiffy.
Garcia, is that you? You came to save me?
Angel.
Look out, G! It's a trap!
What the shit?
Demons like men, Garcia. They all try to get inside the prettiest girl.
Sick! These twisted demons!
Yes, well, that's the reason I left.
Fuck this pendejo! If Mr. Man-on Monster wants to play, magnifico.
Alright, it's time for the first real boss battle of the game. Against this gentleman, this VIP, who we have not been introduced to yet. But we've seen him a couple times before in the game. Basically, the way this works is there are barrels of light scattered all throughout the level. We just need to get him close to him, shoot him, he'll go down, and then his head becomes vulnerable. Then we can just pump as many shots from our boner as possible into his head. But we really don't want him to get too close to us unless there's a barrel around, because he will do a lot of damage if he reaches us. Like that. That took away over half of our health. So once he gets back up, and then we're going to run away, we're just going to take this time to get some of that back with this hot sake. Alright, so yeah, if we get too far away from him, he can kind of warp around the level. This is actually one reason why we want to make sure... Hold on. Okay, he was in front of it already. We want to make sure that we don't get too far away from him. Alright, so after
Where is that bastard?
He must be hiding around here somewhere.
After we've shot him enough times, he'll take that goat head. That was very easy. It was close. Okay, that was close by. Won't always be that close by, but yeah, if we hurt him enough, he'll steal the goat head, which will cause the darkness to encroach, and then we have to go find where he hid it. Okay, you might have heard that little harmonica sound when our back was to him. When we hear that, I think that means that he is vanishing away. Right, and that allows him to do that, try to get the drop on us. Boss aside, that was it's kind of an odd cutscene that we just saw with what was supposedly Paula. We've seen. Hold on. I hope that was that was close enough. We've seen what was supposedly Paula a few times as we've gone through the underworld, but so far it seems like it hasn't been her each time, or has it been her? We did just see a strange version of Paula that got torn apart by this guy, but was that actually her at all? Or are they just illusions created by Fleming to torment Garcia as he walks through the underworld? It's kind of hard to say what's real or not concerning Paula. Okay, same deal again.
Hello? Anybody home?
Show yourself, Hell Monkey.
I think he's scared of you.
He should be, Jay. He should be.
Fortunately, all these hearts appear once it's dark, because we will need them. It can take a while to try to search it out. The area with the goat is going to be a bit, oh, there it is. Yeah, see, it's lit up a little bit. It's kind of orangish compared to the blue. This isn't such a hard boss, just as long as you make sure that you don't let him get too close to you if there's no barrel around. Once you get used to how he works, it's really not too much of a challenge. But still, you don't want to get careless, especially on Legion Hunter, since as you saw, if you do get careless and he's able to hit you, it will take most of your health off. So a couple good shots is all he really needs to kill you. And I do think that the light barrels respawn. I think they do, because I usually don't have much trouble finding one. We found one. And that's a good thing too, because if we did have trouble finding light barrels, that would be a problem. Okay, yeah, see, it's a little bit far away, a little bit too far for that to hit, so he was able to hit us. Just get a little bit of distance between him and us, so we can get drunk and get our health back. What is this place that we're in, by the way? Some kind of meat market. I'm noticing a lot of fish hanging around. Wouldn't have thought fish would have been that popular in the underworld, but they seem like the type who enjoy red meat. He should be just about done at this point. I don't think he has much left. Alright, so the first boss defeated. And he was taken away by Fleming's hand. But he did leave something behind, this blue gem which we have not seen before.
Nice rock. Shove it into my face, G. Trust me, it doesn't mean we're engaged or anything.
Might be a tight fit, but okay.
Alright, so by doing that, we've upgraded Johnson, and we now have a new weapon to play with.
What exactly did that do?
Blue gems let me transform into new tools of war, new gears of me. In other words,
A new weapon. Magnifico.
you know, I bet all the VIPs are walking around with blue gems.
Right, so the idea here is every time we've beat a boss, we do get an upgrade. And now we have a third weapon, the Teether. And basically, this is the machine gun equivalent of the game. It fires teeth. That's why it's called that. But as for right now, that was the end of this segment, that boss battle. And we're going into the next chapter, going from 2-2 to 2-3. So I think that it'll be a short video today. We'll cut it off here. But before we go, just like we looked at Resident Evil 1 a couple videos ago, I now wanted to take a look at one of Suda's games. One of his more well-known games, and to me, my favorite Suda game. Let's look at Killer 7.
Would you like to join me for a game of Russian roulette?
If someone were to ask me what's so special about Suda, Killer 7 is the game I would point them to. Released in 2005 as part of the Capcom 5, Killer 7 was probably the first game that brought Suda widespread attention. It's very different from everything else in every way possible. From the gameplay, to the graphics, to the story, to the dialogue, Killer 7 succeeded at being something incredibly new and interesting. And to me, this game is the reason why I'm interested anytime that I hear that Suda has had a hand in writing a game's scenario. The strong points of Killer 7 are its story, characters, and tone. And yet, it would be pointless to try to explain them here. It's a story that revels in its obtuseness, and actually becomes better because of it. At its most basic, in this game you control a group of assassins called the Killer 7, who sometimes kill other assassins, but usually kill inhuman terrorists called Heaven Smiles. The Killer 7 worked for Harmon Smith, who was the 255-year-old living embodiment of Western civilization, who was in combat with Kun Lan, the 255-year-old living embodiment of Eastern civilization, and the creator of the Heaven Smiles. Or are they? Maybe what I just said was wrong. It's hard to tell with Killer 7. Something that may surprise people who know Suda from No More Heroes is the difference in tone between these games. While No More Heroes focuses mostly on irreverent humor, Killer 7 is dead serious and very dark in tone. Well, most of the time, it is. I describe this game as just oozing style, and while cel-shaded graphics may seem like an odd choice for a dark story, it really works. While this game gave Suda his reputation for making insane stories, it also gave him a reputation for creating games with poor gameplay. Many people tend to pan the game due to its bizarre mechanics. For one, even though the game may look like a third-person shooter, it combines that genre with that of rail shooters. You don't control where exactly your characters will go, rather you just press forward or back to make them move on a predetermined path, while choosing which direction to go at forks. It's incredibly simplistic and not at all what you'd expect. The other main gameplay element is first-person shooting. When an enemy appears, you stop dead and go to a first-person view to combat them, in what would be best described as a shooting gallery. I completely understand if this style of gameplay is not for you, but before giving up on the game, I just want to say two things. One is that you have to aim at that yellow spot, press Y 3 times, and fire. Two, please don't put the game down until you reach this guy.
The name's Andre Almeida. I am a man with a plan.